Well, hey everybody, 650 Eve here. Welcome home to the channel. I'm at Rahal Ducati Cleveland, and it is 14 degrees outside. But that didn't stop our good buddy Miami Manny from purchasing his beautiful 2025 Panigale V4 from our good friends at here. This is Rahal Ducati Cleveland's demo machine, and it'll be here for a while. They've already installed the Akrapovic full exhaust system onto this bike, and guys, it looks great. I saw the pictures of this with the heat shield and everything, and I initially thought, wow, that looks kind of off. The heat shield looks a bit large, but when you see it in person, that carbon fiber heat shield looks really, really nice, and you can see all of the workings and pipe and the exhaust pipes of this beautiful exhaust. And just imagine how that's going to change. Fantastic rainbow colors once this machine gets a couple heat cycles. This is the S model with the Öhlins adjustable suspension and the Ducati forged wheels. Miami Manny purchased a base model because of course he has access to all of the parts and he's gonna really make it nice. Kyle, new bike, and do we have a new procedure for setup on these machines?
It's pretty much the same as before. Install the mirrors, install the bar ends, which you've already done.
Yep.
You know, pull the battery cover off, install the battery, check all the torques, do all the stuff in the computer. It's pretty much the same, just on a different layout of the motorcycle.
A very beautiful layout.
Yes, yeah. You know, there was a lot of people that were upset with the looks of this motorcycle when it was first announced, and I'll tell you this, coming from somebody who owns a last gen Panigale,
yes,
I was very up in the air on it when it was announced. I'll tell you this, seeing it in person changed my thoughts on it.
Oh yeah.
This is a good looking bike, man.
It really is.
It is a really good looking bike. So we're getting ready to put the battery in. Getting ready to pull this Supertech battery charger. We put these on all of our bikes when they come in. We have the battery compartment off here. It's actually in the front, which is pretty unique to Ducati. There aren't too many motorcycles that do this, but all of our recent Panigale V4s do. Super easy if you want to install the heated grips on here. The wires are right down here on the right and left side as well, so it's really easy to install those. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put the battery in right there. It's a Yuasa YT7 BBS in case anybody was curious. And we'll run this Supertech charger probably up around the left side following this wire harness up here. So we're getting ready to put the battery cover back on. You can see we have the battery installed. I actually wanted to point something out. If you look right down here, this is one of the bolts where the battery cover bolts up to. When I got this, this was damn near fell off. So if anybody owns one of these motorcycles and is swapping a battery out, anything like that, just keep an eye on that, because it looks like if it falls out, that's dropping behind the frame, and it's just gonna be a nightmare to get out, so just be careful.
Yeah.
All these bikes come in transport mode out of the factory. You can see it blinking up here. So I'm gonna go over here to the computer system that Ducati has. It's generally all wireless. I just have a battery charger running to the bike right now. But it does communicate via Bluetooth, and this allows us to hook up to the bike, see everything that's going on with it, and we'll end up taking it out of transport mode. So we just finished the global scan, and you can see there is a software update for this bike. Brand new motorcycle, there's already a software update.
Yes.
And that's because Ducati's always testing these motorcycles out and looking for ways to improve them. I cannot say how many times we pulled up a 5, 6, 7-year-old motorcycle, and we go and scan it, and boom, software update. And it's not just the new stuff, it's the old stuff too. They're constantly updating. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna get in trouble for this. I guess I'll find out. But you can see they do give some minor explanation of what we did. So we have an injection control unit, which is the engine ECU. They did a minor adjustment on rev limiter and 6th gear, and they improved the engine in hot start condition. They don't really give us specifics about what they're updating, but we do have a little bit in seeing exactly what's going on here. And that's something that we can relay on to the end client. So I'm sure Manny will watch the video and he'll be able to see. But if it was anybody else, we'd be able to say, hey, Mr. Client, you know, your motorcycle had an update, this is what they fixed, and be able to be fully transparent with everybody.
bikes look absolutely beautiful next to each other. This bike, even though it's all red and bone stock, holds its own next to my fully modified 2023 Panigale V4 R. But the serious question is, how does this motorcycle perform, ride, behave, feel on the filthy streets? I mean, we can agree that it looks great. I know a lot of you folks think that the older generation, especially in the R trim, looks better, but you know, I'm kind of on the fence. I think this is a very beautiful bike, especially when you're up close and personal with it. And in today's video, we're going to be using the Insta360 X4 360 camera that features 8K recording, flow state stability, and we've paired it with the Insta360 GPS remote. So now you can see me there, and I have both of those units on my Panigale V4 R, so it should be an epic ride indeed. Yeah, so Manny's riding that bike first. It's so new, it still has paper on the Pirelli Supercorsa V4 brand new tires. So Manny's gonna take it a bit easy until we get it breaking in. The good folks at Rahal Ducati Cleveland put about, I don't know, 7 break-in miles on the bike, and now it's up to Manny to do the rest. By the time he hands it over to me, it should have a nice amount of miles on it where I can give it my opinion. Now guys, I'm going to give us a much thorough review of that bike when I collect my own, either my Italia or my Italia Tricolore. Or I'm sorry, my Tricolore Italia. Yeah, those are 2 separate bikes. I know, it's kind of confusing. From the back, that bike looks really nice. The tail lights are gorgeous. They have a dedicated light for the auxiliary light and then a separate light for the brake, and it's beautiful. And even the dual-sided swing arm looks very nice, exposing that huge 200 tire in the back. Yeah, so when he puts the brakes on, man, it looks nice. That's a really bright brake light, folks. Nice and bright. And that's what you want on these super bikes. I mean, visibility for us is already pretty limited, so it's nice when they make the lighting really bright and brilliant. Okay, first of all, this bike is standard shift. We can easily change that, super easy to do. And it's as quiet as a sewing machine, guys. I can't hear anything. But I can feel a lot of power. A lot of power, guys. Not sure what mode he has me in, but he's got mostly everything turned off. I'm gonna play around with the modes a little more, but man, it's smooth. My first impressions are this thing is really smooth. And the brakes are great. These new high pure calipers are obviously doing what the hell they're supposed to do, because the brakes feel magnificent. I hope Manny's enjoying my V4R. Now, direct comparison between this and my V4R. You saw me here at the Miami International Airport jump from one bike to the next. Instantly, I can tell you, no other reviewer can tell you this. This bike is way more comfortable than the previous generation, just hands down. This bike is almost as comfortable, well, pretty much as comfortable as the BMW S1000 RR, which I've always argued is the most comfortable supersport bike in existence. This bike is right there. These huge gauges, my goodness, they're beautiful. They're super clear and high definition. And I'm going up the gears right now using the quick shift and auto blip. It's smooth, but I will say the Cordona unit that I have on my Panigale V4R is more smooth than this stock unit. Having said that, I mean, the gauges, man. I don't know why they will put such fantastic gauges on a motorcycle like this. I'd find myself not monitoring the road and looking down at these beautiful gauges. And of course, look at that bird landing. Of course, the gauges are configurable. That's fantastic. Wow. So, my instant thoughts, super comfortable, more comfortable than the previous gen. Silky smooth throttle. And even though this is the base model machine, it does not have the new Öhlins suspension. This stock suspension, whatever the heck it is not bad. It's not bad at all. Wow. It's a big cockpit too, guys. It's really big. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that big bird. I was wondering why they stopped. Wow. Oh my goodness. I have never been that close. Hope I don't get hit. But that was awesome. Do it again, Manny. Do it again. I want to see that again. That was fantastic. Wow. Okay. Back to this motorcycle review at the airport here. The best we can do. I mean, this is as little traffic as they have here in Miami, you know, around the airport. Oh, look at that. Look at that big double-decker Boeing. My airplane guys, tell me exactly what model that is. It's huge. It's going overseas somewhere right now, for sure. Okay, but back to this fantastic bike. The brakes are amazing. Ooh. I'm pressing on them. They're great. These gauges, far superior than the previous gen gauges. You can look at it and tell that the gauges are just a lot better. I mean, look at them side by side. Yeah, I mean, those are great gauges for sure, but these are just next level. I love the widescreen. Oh man, this bike just takes off. After a certain RPM, it just goes. That's great. You're going to leave me a comment asking me which one of these two bikes would I prefer over the next, and it's tough, guys. It's tough, but I would currently take my V4 R over this new bike. That I could change my mind if this bike had an exhaust and I could feel the exhaust and stuff. Also, I'm not a huge fan of just the all red colorway on this bike. I love how that bike is broken up with the whites and the different colors of this. He loves the exhaust. Yeah, the different colors of red. So I'm gonna actually do another review when I collect my Panigale V4 Tricolore and or my Panigale V4 Tricolore Italia, to let you guys know. But for today, a very quick video riding with Miami Manny, Michael Knight, and our good buddy from Slovakia there. Both are great bikes, but obviously I take a fully modified Panigale V4 R over a stock 2025 Panigale V4. And I suspect that everyone in the comments would too. Alright guys, I guess we're going to do some more lane splitting, get some food or something. I want my bike back, actually. You believe that? I want my V4R back from Manny. Even though this is more comfortable, but riding a bike without an exhaust is horrid. Horrid. So yeah, we're going to pull over soon. He's going to surrender my Panigale V4R. Fun fact, it won't let you rev higher than, I don't know, 4,000 higher than 4,000 RPM when it's not in gear, when it's in neutral. Won't let you do that. Also, another fun fact, when your fuel gauge comes on, it doesn't actually have a fuel gauge, but it has a low fuel light, and it comes on in two places. Right there and right there. Interesting. It would be nice for an actual fuel gauge if this bike doesn't have it. I'll have to look more in the settings, but I don't think it has one. Headlights are very bright on this bike. Both sides of the headlights come on for low beams. Unlike the previous gen where only one side came on. So that's nice. Look at the beam it throws on the road, guys. You know, it reminds me of the first generation Panigale. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. The first gen had similar LED headlights. Groundbreaking. Back in 2012, it was the first production motorcycle with LED headlights. That's right, guys. Way back in 2012. This bike is so nice, you can ride it in the design district here in Miami. And it fits right in with the Lamborghinis, Ford Mustangs, Porsches, and everything else that you see around here. It's just that special of a bike. And that's one thing this bike hasn't lost. It hasn't lost that very special Ducati character, right? In fact, it's improved upon it quite significantly. So if that's what you're looking for in a motorcycle, that's what you're going to get in this updated model.